volunteer at the Specialist Ataxia Clinic, Queen Square, and I became a volunteer after my son died in 2008. He had cerebral ataxia and he was also deaf-blind. And in case you're wondering, he died very peacefully. I found coming to the clinic as a volunteer extremely helpful. Every clinic is different, every person that comes to the clinic is different sets of problems for everybody, and I'm amazed at the number of different ataxias. When everybody's seen the doctor, be it a follow-up or their first time, we try and fill in this form. Sometimes people are in a hurry to get a taxi or the train, so we give them it and an envelope and ask them to fill it in. But all the volunteers have a training, and at the last training we all slightly changed this form. It still asks people name and address, and would they like to receive an information pack from Ataxia UK, or are they getting information? It asks about diagnoses. A lot of people have ataxias with no definite diagnoses, and I always put that down. And there's now a lot more room to fill in if we need to put down that people need help from the helpline. The helpline has become really vital in the working of Ataxia UK. And then the back of the form, please can you help us monitor the success of the Ataxia Clinic by answering the following questions about your visit. And then this is about this specific Ataxia Clinic. Sorry, can't say that fast. And it asks if you thought it was beneficial, were you happy with the neurologist, the nurse? Some people are still meeting Liz, but they actually did meet Colin. And were you happy with any referrals? A section about the interdisciplinary clinic, when the neurologist sits with the physio, the occupational therapist, speech and language therapist at the neurological hospital as a special clinic. It asks about if you've attended other neurological clinics for your condition, do you feel that the care you are experiencing at this clinic is an improvement on the care you were receiving previously? For some people, they've had quite an experience trying to get the right help, and they've been from doctor to hospital till they finally come here. And sometimes you can actually see the relief on people's faces when their questions have been answered. And the last question is about whether you need any more support, help and advice, and making sure that people know where the telephone numbers are and have they got the right information. And also the fact that somebody is sitting and will ask them sort of quietly and carefully, because they need the time to take in what the doctor has said. There's a lot of information sometimes, especially if they're a new patient. And also some people come on their own and again need the time to think about it, and it's actually quite useful. They do think of other things they haven't asked. And others come with friends, with families, with carers. Again, I feel that they need to do that because some of the information is quite difficult to deal with. Can sort of pass over your head, you haven't heard it all. So it's useful, again, they sit down and think it through before they go home. There was a gentleman that was in the other day, and he came on his own. He said he was going to meet his wife, and I said to him, well, we used to come here with Christopher, and if it was a sunny day we'd go and sit out in the park out there, and we'd talk it through again very carefully what had been said, because Christopher actually had a hearing problem, so he didn't hear it all. And the gentleman said he was going to meet his wife and sit down quietly with her and think it all through, what he'd been told. If we'd had a system like this, we could actually have had the discussion again with people who sort of think round the problem, look at all the various problem-solving things that people have done over the years and make suggestions as to how to help.